Hello, friend. Welcome to this podcast episode where I'm going to discuss how artificial intelligence driven insights for the pharma supply chain to achieve operational and business excellence. This is a part two. I'm sure you must have listened to the part one. So let me give you a brief idea. What are the concepts? What are our ideas? What are our goals? What are our objectives of designing those episodes and sharing our knowledge for the improvements into the pharma industry? So, Dr. Jain Joshi has developed a concept of Center of Excellence Pharma 4 with an objective that various emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, chatbot, AR/VR are coming up, which can be helpful for a pharma industries to help to resolve the challenges which the companies are facing it up. As we know, during this COVID and pandemic, there are many more challenges which have come up, mainly for the digital supply chain management. And this is expanding to the various geographies. Various business challenges are coming up from the regulatory requirement. And since the business processes are changing, there is a need for adopting these technologies. At the same time, Pharma 4 requirements are also coming up, and those concepts, those principles are also to be implemented. So, keeping these two things in mind, we have developed a course, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma, onto Udemy platform. There are 20 modules. I request everyone to please have a look at that particular course. I'm quite sure it will be very useful for you to adopt to your company, which will help in improving the operational and business excellence. About say 5 years back, we started with a YouTube channel, and there are today 310 videos are there, which are starting from strategies, change management, implementation, going up to the validation and KPI calculation. We have a podcast channel. So there are about 53 podcasts are already there. Those will help you about the recent developments into the market and will share you how it can help for you to understand the requirements from the industry and find out the solutions from that. We have a book series. So presently there are three books are available onto Amazon with a Kindle edition as well as onto the paperback. So let's get it into the details about how artificial intelligence can help in achieving excellence into the supply chain management. So I'm now starting over here is how this real-time inventory is going to contribute. As we have discussed, AI, IoT calculations about data from each and every process stage, updating into the inventory levels, everything is there. Now, this can help you with the stock information, and real-time inventory tracking system can help you to understand the stock level and help you to integrate that with your demand planning. That can help you to see that the inventories are not overstocked, neither understocks and all that, which is what is the aim, because overstock will block up your money, understocks will lose the market. So proactive supply chain management is a main idea that how there are risks about overstock or understock is there, which can be corrective actions can be taken. So there should not be any disruptions into the production, and then the seamless both data flow as well as the material flow should be uh, maintain, no, to support to the market. And that will reduce the risk of shortages, which I just mentioned it to you. Optimization of the stock level. Yeah, as we see on the demand side, there are always the fluctuation. So to compensate onto that fluctuation, we have to constantly go on doing adjustment. And your artificial intelligence based algorithm analysis can consider and draw the pattern and do the future predictions of the inventory needs. And that will enhance the stock level market. As you know, we have to maintain those various stock levels at a finished product, at in process, at material levels, and all that. So, depending upon the demand forecasting, that demand, AI can go on aligning those stock level and then future customer requirements, and then it will go on preventing those shortages. So, efficient inventory management is a key area, and that requires a good contribution from artificial intelligence. So, our objective of this session is basically to discuss how AI is going to contribute onto achieving the supply chain excellence and all. So, supply chain optimization is the main area, as I mentioned, discussing about the demand forecasting. Predictive analysis can really help to forecast if there is going to be a possible demand spike or something like that, and that enables the proactive supply chain management and optimize the inventory. And so we have to keep track about the risk factors also. Uh, if that either losing the market or locking the money into things and all. Another new area which is really catching up is the personalized medicine. So we have to analyze the patient's data to predict responses to the treatment which he is taking up, based on to the medicines which you are offering it to him. And that will enable to personalize medicines, and we have to really keep a good health data, and then that will go on tracking the treatment efficacy and all that also. That is where the you will also get an inputs about benefits about your treatment, benefits about the drug or products which you are offering it and all that. And finally, if that is there, then if you can see the similar cases and all that, that can also help in contributing your sales forecasting. So self forecasting will also depend upon the predictive analytics as well as the patient's data. So market trends and all you can establish it and reduce the stockouts and overproduction. So this demand forecasting, machine learning algorithms are basically used to do the demand driven thing and help you in linking up the optimizing the inventory and production schedules, and the mention about the risk factor, about the proactive measures can be taken up, and you will assure the steady flow of supply of medicines to all geographies, all products, all patients, and all that. Drug safety is required because if there are any adverse events which are detected, either could be at a patient side or could be during the transportation, could be into route planning. So, no, machine learning model should identify such adverse events in advance, and then it can classify those if they are associated with any specific drugs, even could be into marketing, into your cold chain or something like that. And then that early detection can really help to take a necessary corrective action to characterizing those events and all, which is going to be an important thing. Pharmaceutical industry is also facing a big challenge for the drug traceability and all that, because there are a lot of counterfeit products are likely to get into the system, and your blockchain and IoT integration can really ensure you that your drugs are authenticity. Whether you are using a barcode, you are using RFID, you may be using any other technologies also. So that traceability is basically assured with through the entire supply chain, and that reduces the counterfeit risk and all that. And this real-time monitoring is possible by IoT sensors, and which also when it comes to cold chain or even the products which are required uh, temperatures to be maintained at your warehouse levels and all that. So handling about all these sensitive medicines and all, even during the transportation and storage is also helpful to maintain those products. And this data is also made available to your regulatory compliances statement. So blockchain provides a tamper-proof records about all those transactions and support the regulatory compliances as well as facilitate the audit records and all that. Real-time data is available to all the decision makers, stakeholders to plan out the activities onto that basis. And this will reduce the cost of not just an operation, but cost of delivery, cost of transportation, cost may be failure about delivering the products in time, so loss of sale or something like that, or maybe holding up inventory is also that's also is a cost. So there are a number of those costs are there. So minimizing the waste and that will improve the operational efficiency. When I say operational efficiency, from again from order to delivery, the entire operations has to be really taken into consideration. So improving the product quality is ensuring the consistent product quality to the customers and the patients is very important. And all that. So regulatory compliance check, if you have a AI based systems, you can even automate compliance checks, based on to the number of transactions or the product basis or a batch basis or at a particular frequency basis and all that. And this AI can automate those data collections and reporting and something like that also, or can identify possible disruptions and all that. So it can reduce the risk of non-compliance at that point. And then enhances the traceability, which I discussed just now, based on to the adoption of blockchain, how it can ensure it, and how IoT can contribute it into the product authenticity and traceability are there. This leads to patient outcome and patient centricity, patient satisfactions, and all that to his medications and all, and that will help in better patient outcome, patient centricity, better satisfaction, and that will create your brand value. And basically, a better brand value can really fetch you a better pricing, better profitability also. So with this, actually, I just brief you how AI is going to contribute into your supply chain excellence. So some of those use cases also I discussed it over here, but you can still find more details onto our various other videos or Udemy platform or in broadcast also. So I do request all of you to have a look at this also into your social media and write to us if you have any suggestion. Share those with your network also. Thank you. Bye.